Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about the drama, the continued drama between the South Park guys and Paramount. And they just put Paramount on blast again. And this is after the other day. There's a lawsuit filed. So we're going to talk about what's going on here. And they use some pretty harsh language. Of course they do. They're the South Park creators. Trey Parker, Matt Stone. Am I safely into the video? Can I say what they said? They said that the Paramount Skydance merger is a shit show and it's fucking up their show.
Yep.
That sounds about right. In fact, they put them on blast. They put them on blast on their official X account. And yeah, so there haven't been new episodes in a while. And it's interesting because I did a video the other day talking about all the AI videos on YouTube that are like, oh, Rachel Zegler's mad about the episode about her because the South Park guys, there's $100 million lawsuit and da 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 da. But none of that happened because there haven't been new episodes in a while.
No, and yeah, there haven't been. So it's just a load of crap. And then my next question is, well, I honestly think it's the AI stuff that they're generating these fake articles and stuff trying to discredit YouTube, news to try to push mainstream news. But it's also weird they're targeting them specifically. So it's like, is there something behind the scenes going on that somebody somewhere is getting paid to target these guys specifically to try to discredit them and cause them problems too?
It's interesting because there are all kinds of articles, right? Or all kinds of videos rather, and articles too. I've seen like garbage articles out there too. They're just making shit up, and but it's interesting. They always seem to go after South Park guys, Rachel Zegler. I don't know if it's because that stuff is trending on YouTube and that's what they're trying to catch.
I mean, Rachel Zegler, I get, but South Park guys haven't exactly been a target for a while. So why them specifically? Right when they're trying to, this all comes about. These fake articles that Rachel Zegler come up right when they're upset about this. Isn't it a little bit weird? It's
a little weird, and also, I mean, this is like, look, this is tinfoil hat, but it is weird. This comes up during the conversations that they're having a lawsuit because this didn't happen overnight, but the videos popped up a couple of months ago. I think it's one or two companies in India churning this stuff out, and they're probably doing it on the cheap, and they'll do like 8 or 10 different variations of it. Spin it up. It's almost become, I mean, that whole AI slop thing has almost become, ironically enough, somebody's talking about that right now. But it's almost become the new, like, Elsa and Spider-Man video situation. If you guys remember a couple of years ago, they had Elsa and Spider-Man quote unquote kids videos, but they would always take a dark turn and be like, Elsa and Spider-Man are going to play ball together. And next thing you know, they're shooting up heroin and getting busted out with chainsaws.
You'd let your kids, they would like start because they were tagged a certain way. So even if you didn't put your kids in front of Elsa and Spider-Man video, whenever they were watching ran out, it might go to that. You know what I mean? And it was coming up and stuff. And it was a big problem.
It was a huge problem. It actually led to the collapse of, like, there were a lot of family YouTube channels that would do like family vlogs and stuff like that. And then YouTube made it hard to monetize videos with kids or targeted to kids. And that pretty much ended it. Like all of it for everybody. Anyway, except for Ryan. Somehow he escaped Ryan's world, but he's like 35 now.
Not that old. Come on.
Okay, 34. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about the situation with South Park and Paramount. And then we're going to talk about Paramount and Trump. Apparently Paramount's just going to go ahead and pay Trump $16 million.
Yeah. Now Elizabeth Warren, I just saw this, is wanting an investigation into bribery over it.
Oh, everything. She wants an investigation into everything.
Except for things that they're behind. Then don't look here, guys. Look over there.
All right. So let's talk about the shit show. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
Go out to news.clownfishtv.com. We actually covered it the other day with the lawsuit, but you can sign up for free. You can get notified when we post new video content. And also for $5 a month, you can support the site, support the channel, helps us out. YouTube's not going to help us because, we're going to get drowned under a mountain of AI slop. So anyway, and other things. And I agree with you. I think there's something else behind it. I
mean, usually when things just appear out of nowhere and you can't, and it's really odd, like they're putting things together that's very strange. There's usually a reason, and you have to figure out, well, what is the reason? Why is suddenly, Rachel Zegler died down? Why is suddenly she being mentioned again? And then these guys are being mentioned and they're in a lawsuit and they have nothing related to each other at all. So why? And you have to ask yourself, why is this happening?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, everything happens for a reason.
There's a reason. We just might not know what it is, but there's a reason.
Well, those videos were getting like 800,000, 900,000 views.
Yeah, which is even more concerning.
From channels that hardly had any subscribers. Very, very weird. Anyway, Hollywood Reporter has it. South Park creators say Skydance Paramount merger is a shit show and it's fucking up their show. Season 27 has been delayed by 2 weeks amid a streaming rights battle. Trey Parker and Matt Stone are not taking the delay lying down. Parker and Stone have had enough of this shit show. Their words, not ours. In response to the press release from Comedy Central about the change in the premiere date for South Park, Trey Parker and Matt Stone said this merger is a shit show and it's fucking up South Park. We're at the studio working on new episodes and we hope the fans get to see them somehow. So here's the tweet. They said season 27 is expected to premiere on Wednesday, July 23rd, maybe. Representing a 2-week scheduling push. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that bad, but, the merger is going to combine David Ellison's Skydance and Paramount Global. It's set to close by July 6th. The deadline could be extended. And if it is, are they going to push the date back again?
Probably.
The press release in question, the one announcing the rescheduling of South Park's new season, comes amid a fight over the hit animated series streaming rights. It's first reported by the Hollywood Reporter. Parker and Stone threatened legal action against Paramount, accusing the company's incoming president, Jeff Shell, of meddling in their contract negotiations with Warner Brothers, Discovery, and Netflix. Shell is going to be installed as Skydance Paramount's president once the deal's done. So as I understand the situation, the streaming rights for South Park are very complicated. They made a deal with HBO back in the day, and then to get around having to give HBO new episodes, they made everything specials like Paramount did, so they could put the specials on Paramount Plus, and you'd have to subscribe to Paramount Plus for the specials, which were basically just 3 or 4 episodes stitched together, but then that kind of cut HBO out. Mm-hmm. But they want the rights to be able to wheel and deal with other streamers. They want to be able to put South Park on HBO and Netflix and Tubi, where the hell they want to put it, right? Who wouldn't? You want to be able to put it wherever you can put it. And Paramount wants to keep it locked down. And this guy apparently had inside, as I understand it, the incoming president had inside knowledge of the deal, and he was kind of using it to block the other competitors out.
Okay, and that's what they were saying in the other articles. I don't know. So
as I understand the situation, it's complicated. But as I understand, he basically was using inside knowledge. He's not technically the president yet, but he was acting as the president with access to inside knowledge on South Park to tank these other deals or something. And
if true, that's absolute crap.
Yeah, Paramount has 2 years left on its $900 million deal for South Park's digital rights. South Park streams on Paramount Plus. Parker and Stone believe Shell is willing to tank bids from Warner Brothers, Discovery, and Netflix to keep it that way.
Yeah, okay. So that's in the article here too, yeah.
Park County, the entertainment company run by Parker and Stone, threatened legal action over Shell allegedly interfering in discussions with the potential bidders, including an ask to modify certain terms of their offers in a manner calculated to benefit Paramount at the expense of Park County. That Park County is their company.
Wait, so why is he working on these negotiations when he's not even the president?
That's the issue.
And then and then the way it sounds like he's going around and messing them up so that they can't go someplace else.
Right.
Is what they're arguing. Okay.
Yeah, they're trying to lock it down because, I mean, who wouldn't want to lock down South Park? Because it's a huge revenue driver, right? I mean, people were subscribing to Paramount Plus, not for Star Trek in most cases, but they would subscribe to watch the new South Park specials. So it's one of the few things that Paramount did right.
They've been around for a long time.
South Park?
Gosh, yeah.
Well, it's season 27. They've been 96 or 97.
90s. Yeah, it was the 90s. I remember.
It's so weird. Like I try to tell the kids, like South Park was huge when we were like in high school and college, and then it kind of died down. Like it was still on, but it wasn't like a huge cultural thing. And then just in the last couple of years, it's blown up.
Gen Z found it, and now
Gen Z found it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, our daughter was going through and watching the first couple seasons. I'm like, yeah, they're, some of the stuff, it holds up really well. I was shocked. I was like, yeah, I haven't seen this episode in like 20 years. I'm like, yeah, it's actually pretty okay. But then they were, I think it was a Paramount. One of the streaming platforms, they didn't have every episode on because some of the episodes were too spicy. I guess they want to run all of them.
Episodes could get spicy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guarantee you there's going to be an episode about this. Yeah. So the letter
Probably.
the letter pointed to Shell urging Warner Brothers to give Paramount Plus an exclusive 12-month window for new episodes of the show and to shorten the term of the deal from 10 to 5 years, which could worsen bids for the series. Parker and Stone are 50-50 partners with Paramount and joint venture South Park Digital Studios, referred to in the letter as SPDS. It's not a Power Rangers show. That would be pretty.
That sounds like a disease, actually. Oh, got
Yeah,
a
it
raging
does.
case of SPDS.
Oh my God, I've got SPDS.
It's the SPIDS. I got
The SPIDS. I got a case of the SPIDS. Cartman would get the SPIDS.
I was thinking that's something you'd see on that show.
He'd get the
"Oh my God,
SPIDS. Yeah.
man."
They should make that. They should make it a disease or make Shell a disease or something. Yeah. So they said cease your interference. If the activities continue, we will have no choice but to act to both protect our rights and discharge any obligations we may have to the public. Interesting. Yeah. So I could see them just dumping the whole, like, here's the drama. Here's everything that happened. They said you get behind our backs. Self-dealing.
So often this stuff goes down and and the professional thing to do is not to say anything, or they threaten if you say something or you tell people what happened here. It's kind of like you tell like someone abuses a kid and says you can't tell anyone, or this bad thing's going to happen. It's like you can't tell anyone or I'm going to sue you. And, like you're really tired of that, because here's the thing, it's like if people are assholes and do shitty things, it's not fair that you can't say these people are assholes and do shitty things. You know what I mean? I get tired of that.
Yeah.
They might sue you. It's like, but you're still an asshole that does shitty things. It's only liable or slander if it's not true.
So I said Nathan Fielder's ahead of the curve as usual. Yeah, he was calling them out too. So you're saying this will be a future South Park episode?
Yep, basically. They'll change the names, protect identities, kinda.
This person says, honestly, Matt and Trey need to fix the 6 episodes per season bullshit. Well, they're too busy working on Casa Bonita to work on South Park. That's what's killing South Park. If Fox Animation Studios could dish out like 20 episodes per year, then there's no reason why South Park can't do the same. I think part of that was it felt to me like they were reining it in just to not give HBO a bunch of episodes.
Yeah, it does feel like that. Well, first of all, the 6 episode seasons thing has been like more and more the norm since Netflix started this, pretty much. I think that's more considered the norm now. It's not really a season. It's like a season split into like 4 parts. But it also could be like you said, they're stitching them together to say they're specials or whatever, and then that way they can block other people from getting them if they're shorter. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's just the norm now, personally. And animation's way more expensive now than it used to be. So I think it might be just the norm now.
People said, reminder, Jeff Shell was fired from NBC. After,
I was going to mention that.
Yeah.
I was going to mention that. I was going to say, is that the same guy that got fired for like the misconduct thing?
Now he's fucking Butters.
Yeah, I was going to ask that when you said Shell. I'm like, wait, isn't that the guy that got fired?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't say anything because I didn't have a chance to break it in, and I forgot about it. And then you said this, and I'm like, yep, I thought that was the same guy. You would love how you can do whatever, get in trouble for it, get fired, and then just get another job someplace else and fuck other people over in other ways.
Yeah, right. That seems to be the case. Yeah, it's this person says what's been going on. Did a whole season with the Trump over 4 years ago, not one single episode with Biden, a Biden-like character. That right there made me think something's going on. Well, they did the Panderverse, right? I mean,
the Panderverse is great.
So that's not the only problem that Paramount has. We'll talk about this briefly because we're not hard news over here, but it is interesting because this is going to hurt. Paramount caves to Trump's huge 60 Minutes lawsuit. Pathetic opinion. Yeah, and then I said that they had Elizabeth Warren out there calling for bribery investigation into the settlement. Key points. AI assisted summary. Paramount Global settled a $20 billion lawsuit with Trump for $16 million over a 60 Minutes interview with Harris. Paramount's decision to sell, despite likely having a strong legal case, is attributed to financial motivations, desire to avoid conflict. Basically, they want to get this merger done. So I'm like,
that's what Elizabeth Warren's mad about, because she's basically like, because they need the administration's approval for its merger. They said it could be bribery in plain sight. I mean, I'm sure Warren and co over there know a lot about, fishy, shitty shenanigans.
How rich did she get during the pandemic?
I know. That's what I love these politicians. They come in, they get how rich, and there's accusations and questions about insider trading and everything else. But that's okay. It's okay when they do it, guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
I think this is a little weird too, personally, but
well, I mean, here's the thing. We're going to see a lot of, because this happened last time Trump was in office, we're going to see a lot of mergers and acquisitions. And basically, I think we're going to see a lot of these companies kind of get in before lock, because if we have a Democrat come in next time and the way things are going with everybody fighting each other now, that probably will happen. I'm going to be honest. But if we have a Democrat next time, a lot of stuff's not going to fly. So they're going to try to do, clan up and do all their acquisitions and sell-offs.
I'm going to take a little side tangent here. Maybe it's one of my rant videos. You know what's really stupid is the fact that these people are so, worried about their side on both sides, but they're so worried about their side, mostly on one side, that they're so blinded to it that even when there's something that's a good idea, they vote against it. Even when there's something that's a good idea or something that's been done that's helping people and it doesn't go along with what they want, then they'll just axe it as soon as they get in there. And it's like, it really pisses me off, because it's like, you guys are supposed to work for the people. And if something's really working for the people or something would help the people, and it's the people you're supposed to represent, the people you're elected to serve, not own, then why the hell don't you do it? Because you're too busy like, well, I can't agree to that because it wasn't our idea. So what if it wasn't your idea? If it's a good idea, it's a good idea. There are people I don't like, but when they say something that's correct, I'm not going to say that's wrong when it's obviously correct, because it's correct. Sometimes they have good ideas. I'm not going to disagree because I don't like them.
Even when it comes down to medical, even when it comes down to like people's lives. I mean, you think about the pandemic. I remember all these Democrats were like, there's no way in hell we're going to take the vaccine because Trump greenlit the vaccine. And then as soon as he's out of office, Biden's in office, the vaccine comes out. All of a sudden, it's like, if you don't take it, you're a Nazi, bigot, homophobe.
Yeah, you should be like, you have to have like a note to get to eat at restaurants and everything else.
Yeah, but you're a fascist if you don't take it. I mean, think about that for a minute, right?
Things like not taxing tips and stuff. You think that would be a win, across the board and then there's a bunch of people on the left that won't agree to it because it wasn't their idea. And that's what I get mad about. It's like, stop, fighting each other on who's left, who's right, whatever. Just start like, hey, it's our job to work to the betterment of the people. But you guys are all in there too busy trying to make yourself a bunch of money and gain power. It's like, that's not what you're there for. Term limits, people. And let's work for the people that you're supposed to serve, not the other way around. I'm tired of us having to, kiss your ass and tell you do things so you can make money and get rich. It's amazing how people get rich as soon as they go into office. I'm just saying. But yes, we're gonna look into this because of bribery. Let's look into a lot of other shit like insider trading and bribery going on that was going on before this. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'll be here all week.
That's exactly it. So yeah, they got a lot of problems. I mean, there are a lot of things going on with Skydance, Paramount, but I think just in general, we're going to see a lot of weirdness in the next couple of years. We're going to see companies merge or divest or sell or whatever at an alarming rate in entertainment. Because,
that was going to happen anyway, whether it be Trump in office or otherwise. That was always going to be what happened. We said that since the beginning when they all started. I'm going to have a streaming service, and I'm going to have the streaming service, and I'm going to have a streaming service. This is going to be Highlander.
It's going to be Highlander, and they're all going to cut each other's heads off and Quicken. And
that's exactly what happened.
That's what somebody needs to start. They need to Netflix just needs to name its service Quicken, and then just call
it.
Well, they can't because we got the taxes, but you know what I'm saying? Just kill off all the other streamers. Be like, just put your content on our platform.
Like you did before, y'all thought you were going to do your own.
Let's just go back to 2018. What was it? 2017, 2018?
I don't know. I know we kept saying this is bad. Like you guys are being stupid.
Yeah, it's very stupid. And really, a lot of this is just about pushing the money around. It's not even I really wonder. I mean, the entire country is in massive, massive debt. It's hard to say this company's solvent. I'm like, so little bit of America, maybe is a little solvent. The whole country is in debt. It's all about just pushing money around. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's so the economy is just bullshit. The whole thing is bullshit. Nobody's actually ahead. And then the bad guys, they just basically, push debt around to another company, sell that company off. They get a golden parachute, fuck all the workers over. You know what I'm saying? But then everybody's still in debt and write-offs and tax write-offs and incentives and breaks. And it's all a huge game of make believe.
Yeah. But anyway, so now they're saying that they settled quickly because they had to move on with their merger. That they had to appease Trump to do it.
And the South Park guys, because they're going to call them out if they don't.
Yeah, and so now that's what they're trying to argue. I'm like, if they settled, that was on them. That was their decision to settle.
Yeah. I think they just didn't want it to drag out, and people are like, well, this sets a dangerous precedent. I'm like, anymore, and this is kind of what I go with Amazon too. I think at the end of the day, news organizations are part of a business, and the business wants to move forward, and they don't want to be in court for God knows how long, even if they totally disagree. If they totally disagree, they're probably like, hey, we're gonna have to fire people if we can't move forward with this. I mean, that's what they're probably thinking. If we can't move forward with this merger because of this stupid lawsuit, we're gonna have to fire people. We're not gonna be able to make movies. We're not gonna be able to make shows. They didn't care.
They fired people anyway. They don't care.
Well, we're gonna have to fire more people. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just saying, like, they're going to look at this like it's going to cost us more in the long run if we don't settle. It's going to cost us hundreds of millions or billions of dollars in lost revenue opportunity if we don't just throw $16 million bucks at Trump to shut him up.
That's what Warren and stuff's arguing, is that it was bribery because they knew they needed his authorization or whatever, his people under him. They needed their authorization to move forward on this. And they weren't going to do it unless they settled, is what they're trying to argue.
Same with Disney.
I was going to say, Disney settles all kinds of shit all the time.
Yeah, they did too.
Like, yeah.
Iger's like, hey, how would you like to go to Saudi Disney there, Donald? You're my best buddy now.
We're kissing your butt now because, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. And if it wasn't Trump, if it was, Harris, and Harris wanted something, they'd be kissing Harris's butt. It's just... Yep. They have the money and the means to do it, and they're gonna do that. But now, apparently, as long as it doesn't get delayed again, it is moving forward, the merger. And now the other guy who was in trouble from another place is back, and he's gonna take over this one. Apparently, he's allegedly fucking up stuff in the background, and here too. Apparently, he's got a big problem with fucking things in general. So here we go.
So you always kiss the ring. It doesn't matter which hand it's on, right? That's what you got to do.
Or what appendage.
What appendage it's on.
They make rings. I'm just saying.
Oh, see also the Cartman Butters episode. Anyway, are we gonna wrap this up?
Yes.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.
For more pop culture news, views, and rants, go to news.clownfishtv.com. That's news.clownfishtv.com.